All right, you guys. This is going to be an interesting one because I'm going to say something I've never said on here. We're going to move into the dream. So I'm going to start with the dream. So for those that aren't familiar with the dream, I'm going to put it here. I really wanted you to listen to it too. I want you to hear something in it. So it's a dream by Chanel Marche. It's from 4 years ago. And I don't want to tell you anything yet. I just want to, for the people that did watch it, the few people that are on right now, did anyone get anything from the dream? Did anyone get anything from the dream? And with their setting people on. I'm going to start just reading it for you. So here we go. So she wants to talk about these dreams that she's been having. And she said that I had about the earth. And I'm going to be sharing more and more dreams that I've had that I believe is from God. And I'm going to be sharing them more and more as I'm led to release and to share them. So I just want to pray. So I'm going to fast forward through her prayer. So I stopped watching her and I began to Google movies that came out that year, action films, different types of films, because I wanted to know what triggered this dream. What? From the very beginning, it's not a dream. From the very beginning, she's illustrating it like something she's seen before. Even the way she's describing it. When you listen to it, it's not somebody explaining a dream to you. It's just somebody telling you, well, hey, I saw something. It's like somebody giving an eyewitness testimony. But they don't really remember. But they don't want to tell you they don't really remember. And so they're saying, I know it had to be this. I know it had to be that. Instead of just saying, I saw this. That's when somebody tells you a dream, they have to tell you what they see. And then they tell you what they understand it to mean. That's how you can get an understanding too. So that's, Joseph's dreams, Pharaoh's dreams, and Joseph's dream he didn't say. But as it pertains to dreams, we need to know what they mean. We later understand what it means, right? It was meant that way. But Pharaoh's dreams, the cupbearer, the baker, other dreams in the Bible, you hear them. You always hear the dream itself. What? Pause. If she's getting a revelation from God, then the revelation should come in such a way that we can understand it. I began to listen to her understanding of the dream. And then I immediately knew what the dream was. I'm going to say something. I've never said this before. Dreams, right? Normally dreams are like messages or communication. God speaks to you, he can speak to you through a dream. The enemy can speak to you through dreams as well. Both of these dreams are the same type of dream. These dreams are based on fear. As I began to listen to her explanation, I stopped dead in the very beginning. Because the first dream didn't sound like a dream. It sounded like she'd been watching a lot of TV, movies, or something. And even how she's describing the dream, it's like somebody in a video game. Oh, if this happens to me, I'll do this. If this happens to me, I'll do this. Or somebody that's in a Marvel movie. It doesn't sound real. So sometimes dreams can be influenced by what you're around. That's why I try not to watch. What people have to understand, prophets are actually set apart. And so when you expose yourself to things, everything is a means, just like God can speak to you with visions and thoughts and dreams, all kinds of ways. The enemy speaks to us all the time. And so the things that we expose ourselves to, that we hear, we allow in our ear gate, in our eye gate, they influence how we think, what we believe. Now, I'm going to go back a little bit. The first dream, somebody said to her, maybe it's COVID. Maybe you saw COVID coming. And he said that to her. Now, I'm going to pause here. She said, I don't know, the first dream. Well, the first dream doesn't make sense. From the beginning of it, she's not really telling you anything. You can tell by the way she explains the dream at the end. It's someone that has a fear of things coming. They perceive that there are things that are coming, and they have a fear. Give me a second. My phone, for some reason, seems to be going off. And they have a fear of things coming. And that's why in the dream, she's responding in such a very specific way. Why am I telling you this? The first dream is based on fear and imagination. The fear that she has is producing both dreams, the first one and the second. They're both based on fears. The first dream, neither one of them came from God. Not a one. Even how the dreams are illustrated, not a one of them came from God. And I'm going to keep going. Why am I telling you this? I'm going to keep going for this. I said I never listened to Chanel's dreams. I only listened to the first few minutes of one time. And as I began to listen to it, I knew it didn't come from God. And the Lord told me what the dream meant. Interestingly, recently, the Lord led me to click on a video, but I didn't actually listen to the dream. I fast forwarded, or I listened to the very beginning of it. And it was a dream that happened, but it was a word or something that was a warning for Chanel. And she was talking about how the Lord blocked some kind of attack. And so it's very interesting. So all of her dreams are this fear of danger. Whether they're pertinent to other people or pertinent to her, they're all based on fears. Now, I'm going to pause. I thought you were going to tell us how this pertains to the word. I'm going to pause right here. So first thing when you're hearing the dream, and I was listening to the dream and I realized something. Chanel's not a seer. At all. At all. I'm going to repeat. Chanel's not a seer at all. You've said that before. She doesn't see anything that happens. No. Chanel's not a seer. There's a part of it that seems like a dream until the end. The end of it is not a dream. The end of it seems like something she's creating. The beginning of it is not a dream either. The only thing that kind of seems like a dream is the middle part, but she doesn't describe enough. You ever seen people that go through things? And why do you keep saying you ever seen? It's not making sense. I'm going to illustrate to you why Chanel's not a seer. When she began to talk about the little girl, she started explaining. That's the most she's ever explained in the dream. When she started talking about the little girl. Before then, she doesn't tell you any details. And after then, she still doesn't really tell you that many details. The dream is very, very vague. It's not like a dream at all. Chanel's not a seer, and I'm going to tell you why. Every single one of those dreams is based on fear. Every single one of them. There's nothing that she gleaned from the dream. The second dream that she talks about is the tsunami, and she's saying God is trying to get our attention. There's no word to it. There's no message to it. There's nothing to it. The first dream doesn't even make sense. She already is telling you what it means without giving you any detail for you to draw the same conclusion. And there's no warning in it. There's nothing. I know the Lord is coming. I know I need to give my life to the Lord. I know. But why did she share that with you? It's like somebody came on and to tell you something, but immediately it became about her. It didn't make any sense. If the dream was a warning to the body, right? Well, she doesn't understand what it means to be a prophet. So at the time, she may not understand how to tell people this is what God is saying. Immediately, as she's giving you the understanding of the dream, even how she describes the dream, God is only shielding her and the little girl. Everybody else is perishing. Everybody else. Everybody else is getting shot at, but her and the little girl. Was there something different about them? Was there something that struck her about the other people that were different? You see, all of that matters if you're in a dream. You see, people that describe dreams to you like that, I noticed there was a little girl around me. Everybody else that was running, you can describe that. If I'm in the middle of something chaotic, I'm going to be able to describe to you, even if I can't see very well. I can tell you what people are wearing. Some people don't pay attention. Some people, sometimes you're frozen. But those little details, that could have been a whole word. But it's not. It's not. It wasn't for anybody. In fact, it was really about her. The whole thing was about her. It wasn't even real. The first one doesn't sound like a dream. The second one doesn't even sound like a dream either. Not a one of them sounds like a dream. Well, she said she had a dream. The dreams are not based on, all of the dreams that she's having are based on fears. At the end of the first dream, she tells you that she knows something is coming. So imagine believing that something is coming, and then now you're dreaming that something is coming. You just don't know what it is. So basically, she knows something is coming that she doesn't know what it is, but she's ready for it. And then she dreams that something is coming that she doesn't know what it is, and she's ready. She's ready for it. Sound familiar? Second dream, something had been recently happening that could trigger a tsunami. And suddenly she's having a dream that a tsunami is forming. It doesn't hit though. It could hit. It could cause destruction. It's like somebody playing out a thought. It's the same thing both times. The same thing. The dream that she had where she said she saw the wolf in the store, I only saw the beginning of it, also based on a dream. Also based on fear. Most of her dreams are based on fear. None of them are given in a way that it's prophetic. Not a one. I'm going to tell you something. So I'm telling you all of that. You're like, none of that made sense. I'm going to explain something to you. So consider this. This is 4 years ago. Recently, Chanel has changed her page. Right? She changed her page. Before then, she had half naked women, half naked men. She was giving you reviews of perverted books. Pause there. So she's not really set apart. So if Chanel was a seer and she believes that she's a seer, sometimes you can see things for yourself. That doesn't mean you're a seer. Because you could just hear from God, you just may have a knowing. Doesn't mean you're a seer. To be a seer, per the Bible, is that you're an actual prophet. That means you're prophetic. That means you hear things for God as it pertains to the people of God. It's not just for you. So just having things that you see happen in your life and having them, that doesn't make you a seer. That doesn't. If you say you're a seer, that means you're a seer from the perspective of the world, not from the perspective of as it pertains to God. Prophecy is not a personal thing. A prophet, whether it's somebody prophesying or someone that is prophetic, it's not a personal thing. It's not something just for you. It's something that's meant for people. The way she describes that dream, I don't care how much you believe. There's no one of sound mind that would describe that dream like that. If you're in faith, it's not described like a believer, and it's not described like an unbeliever. It's not described either way. It's very strange. Like, I don't know how to describe it to you guys. I'm trying to articulate something that just there's no words for it. It's not real. She's not a seer. Like, I don't know how to explain that to you. She's just not a seer. It's different from somebody. It's like, you see, like Troy Black is making it up. He knows he's making it up. She's very different because she believes that she's dreaming. She believes that she's hearing something. She believes that she's seeing stuff. Really, she's a seer, she says. The dreams and the visions that she's having, I believe it's mainly dreams. They don't correlate to anything. They're things that are obvious. They're all obvious things. It's not like she's doing it maliciously where she's trying to just do things to do it. Sometimes she lies. I'm not going to lie. She does lie. She attacks people in the comment section because she really feels like God called her to this. And so I'm trying to say this in the best way I can, that God didn't call her to that. At the beginning of this, when the Lord started speaking to me about Chanel, I thought maybe at first that Chanel maybe was a seer. Maybe she wasn't. She just didn't finish her process. And she just was indoctrinated. But Chanel's not a seer at all. I've never imagined that I could be saying that people can actually make dreams and visions, and you can keep getting it based on fear. And the same things and the same things and the same things. And it's not warning the people for anything. None of it is consistent. None of it is consistently anything. None of the dreams are consistent. I would almost want to click on another dream, but quite simply, and I didn't even listen to this newest one. I'll go through the newest one and let's see if it's any better, but Chanel she's not a seer. She's not a seer. I feel bad to say it, but she's just not a seer. She doesn't see. She's not seeing anything. She doesn't have visions and dreams. One, when you listen to the dream, it doesn't sound like a dream. Did anyone listen to the dream and say, God led her to give that dream? It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even sound like a dream. It sounds like somebody telling you maybe that's how your interpretation. No, listen to it. It's off. The second one as well is strange. Imagine every aspect of the dream, it seems like she's controlling. She's controlling how much she tells you. In fact, it seemed like she didn't even tell you the whole dream, the first one. She's controlling what aspects of the dream she tells you in the beginning. She tells you what it means, even though the elements of the dream don't align with what she's saying. She's also telling you that it means something at the end, that none of the aspects of the dream align with what she's saying. What is she telling you? Things that she's seen in places, so that when you hear it, you'll be like, oh, that does make sense. That sounds like this and that sounds like that. But the details are coming from someone that's not familiar. But sometimes when you're in God can tell you something. You could speak something that's not familiar and it's true. She's not a seer. God is not just showing her visions of people that are off to tell the people, and it's something obvious. Like, I don't need to hear a dream about Beyonce. Why is she dreaming of Beyonce? Because there's something of the world that's still in her. Why is she dreaming about Chloe Bailey? Because there's something of the world that's still in her. Right? And then what aspect? There's aspects of it that's so in her, but it's a threat. So everything that could possibly be a threat, that's what it is. That's what it is. Swarm. This is what happened when I watched Swarm. The enemy in the camp. That's one of her dreams. Here she goes again. Let's keep going. I broke the flow. I'm trying to finish this in the right way. Why? Because I know if when she see this, I already know what's going to happen. She's going to stand for herself like she attacks the people in her comment section. But she's not a dreamer. She doesn't have dreams. If you're a seer like that, you don't control what you see. There would be things that confirm that she's hearing from God. Even the enemy, if he's giving you dreams, he'll give you something, some falsehood of it that will confirm. This is something very different. This is long for no reason. I feel really bad for saying this. And I really just want you guys to really hear this. And I'm saying this from a place of love, because sometimes we really want to do something, right? We really want to be used by God. We really want to be prophetic. We think that that's the best way to be used because that's how people are used in the Bible. You can just share your testimony when that's being used. All those words on her channel, whatever they are, all those so-called dreams, who are they? What are they doing? Sometimes she does like these kind of videos where she's like, I guess she's teaching. I don't know. I guess she's teaching or something. And she's preaching like a motivational speaker. It's like something that she's learned. These like dream things are also the same way. It's someone mirroring or mimicking something they've seen. You would never think that we would do that, but we do. And so you have to be very, very careful with that. Why? Because she's also saying that she's seeing, right? She's also saying that she's embedded in the heart of God, and God is giving her these messages. She's bringing the people of God together. Why? Why? Why is she bringing the weak together? She's illustrating something. She's making a purpose. She's doing that. You know how many? She's not the only one though. She's doing it from a place that. Give me 1 second. And so when I look and I'm giving you all of these things about Chanel not being a seer, it's because Chanel is doing something, but it's not what she's meant to do. Because if it was her purpose, there would be evidence that God is with her. It would be clear. You see, even if you don't see anything now, doesn't mean that God can't use her to see something. He could use her right now, this second, this moment. But just because he uses her now doesn't mean he's going to be using her forever in that way. He can change it up. False prophets only have prevalence because the people want to hear the lies. Why am I telling you that?